Homelessness is an issue felt around the world and here in North Dakota, which is why the North Dakota Continuum of Care is pushing efforts to help.
Malik Wilson has more in tonight's top story.
Every year, as part of a national effort to combat homelessness, programs like the North Dakota Continuum of Care on behalf of the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development conduct a point-in-time count survey out in our communities.
This count, it helps us understand the extent and the nature of homelessness across our state.
North Dakota COC coordinator Shawnell Willer says the survey is done only one night out of the year and is spearheaded by volunteers across the state, like Williston resident Ross Reinhiller and Bismarck resident Caitlin Schaefer.
What we look for are cars that are parked that seem like they've been in places for a while. We look for those spots where people can huddle in behind buildings.
But it gets more difficult when you get into the smaller communities. And there's hidden homelessness there.
Last year, Willer says between homeless people being counted out on the streets and in shelters, they reported over 500 individuals. She says this year, those numbers could be even higher.
We know that's going to happen. There's a lot of difficulties with the pandemic, a lot of people losing jobs.
But that's where the PIT Count survey comes into play.
It helps at the national level distribute funding for homelessness programs.
She says the state's Continuum of Care alone receives roughly $2 million annually, which helps critically.
To be able to connect those individuals to services, to get them the help that they need, to either get into a shelter or to find some permanent housing for them.
Although North Dakota homelessness doesn't rank as high as other states, it's still a fight Willer and so many others say they won't quit fighting. Reporting for KX News, Malik Wilson.
Willer says they probably won't have an actual number on the amount of reported homeless through the surveys for several months.